The last thing I recall before the shadows swallowed me was the sound of Lisa's voice, steady, nearly emotionless, whispering, "You shouldn't have come back so soon." Then came the thunderous cracks. 7 bullets, each one slicing through me like burning steel. Her secret partner, a man I'd never seen, but whose presence had lingered like a ghost in our marriage, stood above me, gun in hand, smoke still curling from the barrel. The betrayal stung more than the pain. I wasn't meant to survive. They left me bleeding on the living room floor, assuming I'd slip away quietly. But fate had other intentions. I spent weeks lost in a coma, drifting between fragmented memories and the image of Lisa's empty stare. Against all odds I woke. The hospital lights were harsh, but not as blinding as the truth I now saw clearly. I wasn't going to let them win. Healing wasn't just about my body. It was about planning every step. Lisa didn't know I'd survived. She never came. Not a message. Not a call. I gathered pieces of the story through stray conversations. The cops had written it off as a robbery gone wrong. Convenient, wasn't it? My wife had orchestrated the perfect script. But lies always rot from the inside. I said nothing upon my release. I vanished without a trace. No family, no friends. I wasn't looking for pity. I was looking for precision. They thought I was gone forever. But now I was a ghost, and ghosts don't follow rules. I watched her, studied her. Lisa lived freely, parading around with him like I had never existed. It burned, but it made me sharper. I learned his name, Mark. A man with secrets, old scores, crooked ties, and an ego too fragile for the games he played. Lisa always chased danger. But she'd forgotten how dangerous I could become. I didn't want the law involved. This wasn't about trials or handcuffs. It was personal. They treated my life like garbage. It was time to turn the tables. Slowly, methodically, I started to unravel their world. Anonymous tips to Mark's shady contacts. Hints about Lisa's affair whispered to people in her circle. Their fake perfection began to crumble. Mark, once smug, grew paranoid, distrustful. The man who once held a weapon to my chest now questioned the loyalty of the woman beside him. Lisa's high-class world started closing in. She became the subject of whispers. Her invitations disappeared. They built their happiness on deception. And now it was collapsing. But I wasn't finished. The next move was simple. I sent Lisa a message. "Did you think I'd stay dead?" No threats. No names. Just enough to shake her to her core. She didn't reply. But I saw the panic in her actions. She tried to downplay it to Mark, but he wasn't buying it. Fear cracks even the strongest masks, and their bond began to split. Mark snapped. He showed up at Lisa's job, shouting, blaming her for setting him up. Lisa tried to twist the narrative, but it was too late. Their perfect image had shattered. I didn't even have to show my face. I just pulled the strings. But I needed an endgame. A final act where I could watch it all collapse without lifting a hand. Mark's past handed me the answer. I tipped off a dangerous group he'd crossed. People who didn't forgive debts. That night they came for him. Lisa was there, trapped in the storm. I watched from afar as Mark was dragged into his own nightmare. Lisa's screams pierced the night, but no one came. The betrayal had come full circle. After that night, Lisa tried to find me. Texts, emails, begging through mutual friends. But I wasn't interested. Her desperation wasn't about love, it was fear. She lost her man, her social mask, and now the safety net she once sneered at. I didn't respond. Not once. Some people don't deserve closure. They deserve silence. It's been months. I've rebuilt quietly, far from the city that once buried me in pain. The scars, both on skin and soul, are reminders. Reminders of who I became when they tried to destroy me. Lisa and Mark thought they could erase me with bullets and a lie. But I used their betrayal to crush their world. True revenge doesn't always scream. Sometimes it whispers through the life you rebuild. Untouchable, untamed. I'm not a victim. I'm the man who rose from 7 gunshots and buried them both with silence.